Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now June 15th of 2022, and just a couple of hours ago, tons of Star Wars fans around the globe finally got the chance to actually see Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5, which by far easily is the best episode out of the entire series yet. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, it is greatly appreciated. So, in Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5, alright, let me just point out one big thing here before we move on to things that you did not know about this episode provided by both Deborah Chow and Joby Harold, is that I think that this is the type of production quality that we needed right from the get-go for the Kenobi series, thoroughly with each and every episode. It seems like that this was the missing link here. This is the real moment that really was a quote-unquote turn-around episode. It's just very unfortunate that we only have one episode remaining, which, to my, belief, they should have expanded it to 8 episodes, very similar to how The Mandalorian acts. Now, beyond all of this, alright, what's even all the more exciting is exactly what Deborah Chow and Joby Harold recently had to say about Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5, about things that you did not know about this new installment for the series. Now, before we move on, just be aware that we will be going into spoilers. If you guys have not seen the episode, I do suggest that you guys back out of this video right now, or if you guys don't mind about that, you guys can just stick around. But Deborah Chow and Joby Harold, they were able to reveal a lot of exciting things about the latest episode of the Kenobi TV series. And let me just point out here, there are a couple of twists and turns that were provided in the show, but we're going to be focusing on what Joby and Deborah had to say about a lot of things that we did not know about this actual episode. So with that being said, however, on top of all of this, alright? Now, with Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5 now out on Disney Plus, and already considered the best episode yet for the series so far, both Joby Harold and Deborah Chow recently were able to reveal many things that the fans did not know about the episode. First off, Joby Harold began to state the following. So far, our Anakin and Obi-Wan sparring session that we originally had, a completely different look for Anakin. Myself and Deborah Chow had originally shot scenes where Anakin Skywalker had a ponytail, where it was going to be a nice callback to George Lucas's original take on Anakin Skywalker for Revenge of the Sith. This was actually and eventually changed. We had shot many different scenes for the Anakin and Kenobi training sessions. The scene that you actually see in Episode 5 for Hayden and Ewan, we used a special de-aging technology that was assisted with makeup techniques to really make them back to their younger selves. We actually shot over 5 different training sessions that had a different version of Anakin Skywalker and a different theme that was intended for a different period in time. Believe it or not, we used the same outfit that Hayden wore for Attack of the Clones deleted scenes for the sparring session. We didn't recreate those clothes. We actually went back to wardrobe and reused what was used in Attack of the Clones deleted scenes that didn't make it to the final cut. The duel between both Anakin and Kenobi was originally meant to be one of our opening shots for the series, but we wanted to save this until Episode 5 to build things up for Hayden and Anakin. Deborah Chow eventually begins to reveal more about the episode by saying the following. So, when we are on Jabim, we made a last-minute decision for Moses Ingram's character, Reva, and this was all last minute. Originally, Vader was supposed to destroy Reva in this episode, leaving her dead, but we wanted to give the character a better future, a bit of more growth, and to expand the likeness of this character. The original scene had Vader using the 2 red lightsabers and crossing them around Reva's head, only for Vader to do what Anakin did to Dooku in Episode 3. Now let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, it's a very interesting thing that Deborah brings up, because I kind of got that vibe in the moment where Vader meets Reva and realizes exactly what's been going on, and he reveals to her that he knew all this time. He does begin to do what Deborah mentioned, but he doesn't really go all the way through. And you can see that they did cut a couple of scenes out here and there, and it does seem like that the leaks were true, that Reva's fate was altered for Episode 5. Believe it or not, in Episode 5, originally speaking, they wanted Reva to die in this episode. That was all pretty much, revised, and how they wanted to create this story where Reva learns more about the Skywalker children. Alright, so that was their big twist as well. So, on top of this, alright, you can see that Deborah and Joby are very passionate specifically about this episode because it is a callback more so to the prequel trilogy era. You can see that this episode by far has a very similar theme to a mixture of Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And that's what I like about this episode. You know, it really feels very authentic. It feels very much like Star Wars. It's just a shame that the first 4 episodes really just, you know, were bouncing back and forth between quality and not, you know, that great of quality. So, moving from all of that, alright, she goes on to say that the original scene had Vader using the 2 red sabers and crossing them around Reva's head. Now, as she said before, only for Vader to do what Anakin did to Dooku in Episode 3. She goes on to reveal that we decided that may have been a little bit too graphic, but we also wanted to keep Reva alive and well for Moses to return in other projects, hopefully to continue the story somehow. So yes, we did go there and we did film that. It was a direct callback to Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin does that terrible thing to Dooku. Another thing I must point out and mention is that we actually had other scenes of Anakin and Kenobi filmed that we ended up deleting from the episode. One thing I want to tell fans is that we originally had a moment where both Anakin and Kenobi were going to be fighting a series of droids during the Clone Wars era. Now, one thing I want to tell fans is that we originally had a moment where both Anakin and Kenobi were going to be fighting all those droids during the Clone Wars. We had Hayden decked all out in Clone Wars armor, and it was quite something, but we eventually thought it was way too over the top for the show, and wanted to simplify things quite a bit, and we only wanted to focus on the training and sparring sessions to really show a different side of Anakin. A side to Anakin that's purely based on the thirst for victory. So, let me just stop right here again quick. Deborah Chow obviously revealing that there were going to be Clone Wars fighting scenes, and that is something that I think would have been better to a degree, but I'm still very happy and satisfied of what we got in Episode 5 between both Anakin and Kenobi in that sparring session. Now, moving past all of this, we already know that Joby Harold and Deborah Chow, they're very much involved in all of these episodes, alright? Joby Harold being the writer, Deborah Chow being the director and all, and they had a large play in exactly what they wanted to do with Episode 5 as far as Hayden's involvement, as far as Ewan's involvement, etc., etc. Now, I think that Hayden finally got the limelight that he deserved, and they really need to actually recapture that. So, the good thing about Hayden is that he will be back as Anakin and as Darth Vader, both characters, for the Ahsoka Tano TV show. So just keep that in mind, is that this is not the last of Hayden Christensen. He actually signed a multi-contract deal, alright? A multi-show contract deal that's going to allow him to come back. So, overall, I think that Episode 5 and what Deborah Chow is revealing here, as well as Joby Harold about all these things that we did not know, the thing that really surprised me the most is how they used the same outfit from Attack of the Clones on Hayden again, and I think that's why it looks so authentic. You know, it looks so, you know, classic back to Episode 2. They were all used in the deleted scenes. So overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon.